In this mock driving test video, we have Sweta and she's going to be driving around Sherwood area as she prepares for her upcoming driving test.
It's not.
The car is already on. So you turned it off. Maybe it was on before.
So now it's on?
The mock driving test will include pre-test questions.
How do you turn on the headlights and high beams?
Yeah, that's a headlight and that's a high beam.
Okay, that's fine.
Main road driving, built up area driving.
At the end of the road, turn right. Maybe not. No, you cannot go. You have to give way to that car.
Yeah, that I also stop.
Motorway and 3 slow movement maneuvers such as a 3-point turn,
Whenever you're ready, you can turn around the car.
a reverse parallel park, and a U-turn.
At the end of the road, make a U-turn.
At the end of the mock test, I'll give Sweta feedback on what she did wrong and how she can improve. Let's get started.
So let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready? Okay. So with this mock test, it's usually kind of like the similar format as the actual driving test. Okay, so we're gonna drive for like between 30 to 45 minutes, and I'm gonna be giving you directions on where to go. But if I'm not saying anything to you, you are supposed to be following the road, or maybe you need to follow the road markings. Okay, so follow the road markings, follow the road signals. If you have any questions, you can ask me now before we actually go. Okay, when we are outside on the road, if you ask me a question, I may not answer it because it may influence your driving performance. All right, do you have any questions before you go?
No, I'm just requesting to show direction with hand as well.
Okay. And then also we're gonna be doing some maneuvers, so about 2-3 maneuvers during this mock test. That may include some reversing and also some kind of U-turns. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can push the power button until the dashboard light comes on, but don't start the car.
Yep.
If you need help with that, let me know. Not quite. So just turn off again. So let me just walk you through it because you are probably not familiar with this car.
Yeah.
So when you're putting the car, just turning the ignition on without starting the car, the way you do that is you don't press the brake.
Okay.
So then you push the power button 2 times. Yep, that's it. Put on the left indicator. So left indicator.
Oh, sorry.
And then right indicator. Okay, that's fine. And then beep the horn. Okay, that's fine. Whenever you're ready, you can start the engine. Yeah, that's it. You don't need to keep pushing it, just tap it and then that's it. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna do some pre-test questions, so maybe about 3 questions.
At the start of the mock test, I asked Sweta some pre-test questions and she answers the questions correctly.
How do you turn on the headlights and high beams?
Yeah, that's a headlight and that's a high beam.
Okay, that's fine. Where is the hazard light?
It's this one.
Yep, that's fine. And where is the rear windscreen wipers?
Yeah, it's here.
Just the rear one, the back one. Alright, that's fine. That's all the questions that I'm gonna ask you. So whenever you're ready, you can go, you can turn right.
Sweta needed a little bit of help to move off as she has never driven this car before. If this was a natural driving test, this would have been marked.
No, it's not.
The car is already on.
No, it's not ready to drive. Sorry, I'm a bit new to this car.
So you turned it off. Maybe it was on before.
So now it's on? So, there is
no handbrake.
Sorry, I'm just new to this car.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good observations when exiting the car park.
At the end here, you can turn right.
Good all around observations when leaving the driving test center. Also, Sweta does a good right turn.
At the end of the road, turn
Well
left.
done giving way to this pedestrian. Before turning left, Sweta is supposed to position the vehicle as far to the left as possible. She does not position properly, and this is an uncritical driving error. There is a zebra crossing coming up, and Sweta recognizes that there is a pedestrian there, and she slows down and gives way to the pedestrian.
At the end of this road, turn left.
When going through a railway crossing, we have to look both sides before entering the railway crossing. Here, Sweta does look, but she looks just at the end of the crossing, which is a non-critical driving error.
At the end of this road, turn left.
At this intersection, Sweta does well to sufficiently stop, and she carries out good observations and does a good left turn. Good speed management when driving on this road. Well done stopping at the stop sign and also carrying out good observations.
You can take the first street on your right.
Good right turn.
then do a reverse parallel park behind this car.
I asked Sweta to do a reverse parallel park, and she does an excellent reverse parallel park, exactly the way it's supposed to be done.
You can move off when you're ready.
Good observations when moving off.
I would like you to pull over on the left.
I asked Sweta to pull over on the left, and she stops at a good distance from the curb.
Yeah, that'll do. Whenever you're ready, you can turn around the car.
Here I asked Sweta to do a second maneuver, which is a turnaround maneuver. She ends up doing a 5-point turn, which is fine. However, she does not carry out enough observations during the maneuver, which is a non-critical driving error.
U-turn?
U-turn, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. At the end of the road, turn right.
At the end of this road, Sweta makes her first and only critical driving error. She's turning right, but she does not see the car coming from the left. I had to intervene.
Maybe not. No, you cannot go. You have to give way to that car.
Yeah, that I also stopped.
Okay.
Because it was on my blind spot for this one, so that's why I was just taking a little bit towards and checking it out.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, you can turn, please. the first street on your left. There's a side road coming up.
Good left turn. Good speed management on this road. Also, Sweta does well to drive at a safe distance from the parked vehicles. Well done giving way to the pedestrians.
You can take the first street on your left.
Good left turn. While going through this bend, Sweta does not turn the car properly and almost ends up on the wrong side of the road. This is an uncritical driving error.
At the end of this road, turn right.
Sweta leaves a safe gap between our vehicle and parked vehicles. Good right turn. At this crossroad, Sweta does well and carries out good observations. Good speed management on this road.
I would like you to take the first street on your right. Take the first street on your right.
Good right turn. We are again back to the same railway crossing that we passed earlier. Sweta carries out observations, but she does it a little bit late. This is a non-critical driving error. Good speed management on this road. Good observations at the zebra crossing. Sweta stops at a good distance from the front vehicle. When two lanes form one lane, we have to carry out observations. Sweta carries out good observations. Good speed management on this road. Good observations are the traffic signals.
When safe to do so, change to the left lane.
I asked Sweta to change to the left lane and she does a good lane change. Good stopping distance from the front vehicle. Good observations are the traffic signals.
When safe to do so, change back to the right lane.
I asked Sweta to change back to the right lane and she does a good lane change.
At the traffic lights coming up, at the traffic lights, turn right.
I asked Sweta to turn right at the next set of traffic lights and she chooses the correct lane for turning right. Also at this turn, Sweta shows good lane discipline when turning right. merging on the motorway, we have to speed up so that our speed matches the speed of the vehicles already on the motorway. Sweta speeds up and also does a good merge. Good speed management when driving on the motorway. While on the motorway, I asked Sweta to change to the lane on the left, and she does a good lane change.
When safe to do so, change to the left, to the lane on your left. We are going to take the exit coming up, so you can take that exit coming up. Exit 35, actually 25.
Just after exiting the motorway, Sweta does not slow down on time, but when she sees the speed limit of 60, she slams her foot on the brake and the vehicle slows down abruptly. This is a non-critical driving error.
And then you can keep right. So you can keep right. At the roundabout coming up, turn right, so you can take the third exit.
When turning right at the multi-lane roundabout, we have to be in the right lane unless marked otherwise. Sweta does well to change to the right lane, and Sweta uses the correct indicator when entering and leaving the roundabout. She also does well to give way to vehicles already on the roundabout. When two lanes form one lane, we have to check the mirrors and the blind spot. Sweta does not check, which is a non-critical driving error. Good speed management on this road.
At the roundabout, you can go straight, second exit.
When going straight at the roundabout, we don't have to use an indicator when entering the roundabout. However, Sweta uses a right indicator, which is a non-critical driving error. Good speed management on this road.
The traffic lights, you can turn right.
I asked Sweta to turn right at this set of traffic lights with no arrow. She does well to give way to oncoming vehicle, and she also does a good right turn. Good speed management on this road.
Then you can take the first street on your left.
Good left turn. Well done leaving a safe gap between our vehicle and this parked car.
Take the road on your right, turn right.
When turning right at this crossroad, Sweta does well to give way to oncoming vehicles, and she also does a good right turn.
At the end of the road, make a U-turn.
I asked Sweta to make a U-turn at the end of the road, and she does a good U-turn. At this crossroad, Sweta carries out good observations before going straight. At the traffic lights, turn right. At this set of traffic lights, Sweta does a good right turn. We are driving on a 40 km/h road, and Sweta exceeds the speed limit and is driving at 41 km/h. However, she reacts very quickly by slowing down, and this is an uncritical driving error. The next set of traffic lights, you can go left. Correct lane choice in preparation for a left turn at the traffic lights. Good stopping distance from the front vehicles. Also, Sweta does a good left turn at the traffic lights. And then you can take the first street on your left. When turning left and there is no zebra crossing, we don't have to give way to pedestrians unless they are already walking in the middle of the road. Sweta stops for a person who is standing on the left, and this is an uncritical driving error. We can continue straight. Keep going. You can continue.
Yeah. Sure.
If you take it slow, we're gonna have to see if we can find a parking somewhere.
It was hard because I was also looking for a parking spot and couldn't find it.
Very busy. Yeah, just keep going a bit slow so that if we find it, we'll stop.
It's there.
Which one? Oh, okay.
The other side.
Maybe I think you can pull over somewhere along the. Yeah, so pull over on the left, park somewhere on the left.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah. can go to the front one. Just go forward.
Okay.
Keep a bit left. Yeah. All right. You can put the car in park. You can leave the car on. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna finish up this one.
We've come to the end of this mock driving test, and it's now time for me to give feedback to Sweta so that she knows which areas she needs to improve on. Make sure that you stay and listen, as this is what I consider to be the most important part of a mock test.
Alright, that's the end of the mock test. Okay. What do you think? How do you think you would have gone? You went with this one. Why?
I made a couple of critical mistakes that I have noticed. Twice, my speed, because I was quite nervous, my speed was also not stable. It was constant, like I was not on a good speed. Also, I exceeded by twice, like on a 40 zone. My car went for 41 for a moment, so that's a critical error. So that happened twice, and overall I'm not happy with the driving that I did, or it's not like kind of driving that I'm doing.
Okay.
So the giveaway one, the thing.
Look,
so
the thing is that you actually drove very well. You did very well. So in terms of the speeds, because you were reacting very quickly, it's counting as a minor mistake. Okay. Obviously, if it was 45, that would be a different story. Okay. So because like that last one, you started to speed up before you go to the 60, so you need to wait until
so that one
60.
Yeah, I thought like it's the other way, but now it was on my
so the way it works is you wait until you get to the 60 and then you speed up. Okay. Yeah, but yes, unfortunately this would be not this. If this was an actual test, you would not pass, because you need to stop when there's a car approaching.
So that one is like what my thing was, or how I was doing is, because the car was on, there was a letterbox, and the car was behind the letterbox, so it was on my blind spot. So what I usually do is like I literally approach.
Did you know the car was there before you went forward?
No, so that's why like I was approaching like on a quite lower speed.
But did you know the car was there though?
No.
Did you know if the
and
car
I
was
was
there?
checking.
Did you know there was two cars coming?
No.
But because I could see them, so that means you should have been able to see them as well.
I saw one, and I was approaching. I saw the other one, and I applied brake.
That is a critical error, because the thing is, I could see it from where I know the letterbox was there, but the way you had put the car. So this is the intersection. You came up, we are turning right, and then you stopped. Okay, now I understand that you might need to improve your vision and inch forward a little bit, but where you are trying to put you went forward once and you were there, and then you started to go forward again. Now that's a big problem, because you're now putting the car in the way of oncoming traffic. So you should really be able to see the car from here. The letterbox is really small. I don't think the letterbox will be a big issue. If it's a house or a tree, maybe, for example, I will understand. But maybe you need to be looking, when you are looking, you should be looking, maybe you are sitting here, don't look directly through the letterbox, maybe look like that. Yeah. And then if you do decide to move forwards, you need to make your intention clear. For me, the way you were moving forward, I'm thinking you're not moving forward, look to kind of inch forward. the way you're moving forward is actually signaling like you're gonna go. So if you decide to move forward on an exam, you have to creep forward very slowly. So that means that, especially there you were a little bit on a hill, you might have to keep holding the brake and release the brake by this much, and that will move the car a little bit forward. But then if you release the brake completely, which is what you did, the car like is shooting forward. So an examiner, they think you're going. They don't think that you're trying to improve your vision.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's very hard to argue. Very hard. I know I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of people, this happens to a lot of people. They come back and they say, "Oh, I was just trying to go forwards," but because the intention, the way someone did it, it looked like they were trying to go. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be more careful if you decide to go forward. You might need to release the brake a tiny bit, not completely. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be a critical error in the test. Otherwise, the rest of your driving was good. The motorway merge was good. The 3.10, the turnaround maneuver though, it was almost correct, but you maybe should do a bit more observations. So when I say turn around, for you as a driver, you need to think, what does he mean by that? So what I mean there is do a 3.10. So turn around is actually another word for like 3.10.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe 5.10. The thing you did, the problem was when you started here, how much steering are you supposed to do? Full. So you did about maybe like 110 only. You have to go all the way.
So, yeah.
And then you stopped. So when we're doing a 3.10, when we stop here, what do we do?
Reverse on a straight
before that. So you stop here. You have to. What do you do before you reverse?
Check.
So when you're checking, what do you mean by that? Where are we checking?
6-point check.
Yeah. So that means 1, 2, turn your head, physically look at the back. But this was not happening really. You did check. That would be just enough to get you through in terms of driving tests, but you probably get marked down for not doing enough. Because sometimes you were like starting to move and then you're looking. So you need to look before you start moving. And then when you get here to do the final movement, you need to check again and then use your right signal. In your case, it became a 5.10 because you didn't turn enough during this first movement. But you can do it at 5.10, not a big problem. But just make sure you make your checks a little bit more obvious. Do them before you start the maneuver. And then another mistake was road positioning, turning left. So when we started the mock test, we went left at the end of the road. Do you remember that? So the problem in the car was just a little bit like, if this is a giveaway line, the car was a little bit like that. Should have been a bit more to the left. Yeah. Minor mistake for that. Late observations at railway crossing. So what you're doing is you're going into the railway crossing, and when you're about to get out, you're checking left and right. What do you think that checks will do? If you notice anything when you are already in the kind of about to exit, that will be too late, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you check before you enter, or maybe just when as you entering, check left and right. Yeah. So you're just checking, but you're doing it just last minute. And then we have road position at the bend. This was near the school. You just turned a little bit left basically, and the car was a little almost on the wrong side of the road, but you managed to bring it back just in time before it went on the wrong side of the road. Motorway exit, late slowing down resulting in abrupt braking. So it's that situation there. Try and slow down as soon as you get off of the motorway. Start slowing down.
Yeah, what I did is like I took off my leg from accelerator, but it didn't, like, car didn't stop in time. So it's like I had to, like, it's a
in those situations you have to actually brake, because you're kind of going down. If it's not slowing down, you're gonna be using the brake. That can easily become a critical error the way you did it, because if the car behind was very close, it will become a critical error, because if you suddenly brake, they could actually hit you from behind. So try and start to brake. Don't brake while you're still on the motorway. Brake as soon as you exit the motorway. We went to the big roundabout after we exited the motorway, and we went right to the third exit. After we went right, there was 2 lanes. Continuing on that road, the 2 lanes became 1 lane. You didn't check. You need to shoulder check to the left. So you were doing the checks most of the other Form 1 lanes, but that particular one, you actually just kept driving. You have to check mirror and shoulder check to the left. And then same road we went, and I said to you, at the roundabout, go straight, second exit. When you are going straight at the roundabout, you don't use a right indicator. When you enter the roundabout, you don't use a right indicator. So that roundabout was, I think it's got, I think it's got 3 exits. So you've got like that. So we are here. This is the first exit. This is the second exit. So we don't indicate when we are going straight. Do you usually indicate?
No, I indicated on this one because it was a little bit cross, so someone told me, like, just think about, you are going straight. If you have to turn this side or this side, indicate. If it's a little bit of this side, then indicate right. So that road was a little bit on a cross. So
we're still going around 12 p.m. So this is 6 a.m. You're still going to 12 p.m. It's not really. If you were going to like maybe 2 o'clock, yes, you do need to indicate. So 2 and 3 you indicate, but when it's around 12 or maybe it's kind of close to 1, there's no need to indicate. So in that roundabout, what you're supposed to do, you go straight in, no indicator, but then before you exit, you put on a left indicator. And then we talked about the speed. I think that's fine. There's another mistake I just remembered. You are not supposed to stop for a person who is standing on the left.
She was about to start and then she stopped, so that's why I was like, okay, because I'm anyway stopped or slow, so.
Especially where you stopped, that's a little bit dangerous. You know why it's dangerous?
Yes, because it was an turn cross section.
Yeah. The pedestrian is looking to see if it's safe to go. So you can just slow down, and when after you slow down, you realize that she's not moving, continue driving.
Okay.
Yeah. You put...
Because she was walking and I was like, okay, and she stopped, I stopped.
Yeah, so you should have kept going then after you realize that she stopped. It's not safe to give way to that pedestrian. You can actually put her in danger more than you're helping her. So you're helping her to cross, but you can end up putting her in danger instead. Because imagine what could happen there. Always you wanna keep everything. Think about there is no pedestrian crossing. So people who live around here, they don't really expect you to stop. So you are coming and you think this person is coming, and you stop and they stop, you should keep driving. But now what could happen is, if you stop and the car comes and hit you from behind and she starts walking in front of you, you're gonna go and hit her. So there are situations where you need to give way to the pedestrian, but there are also situations where you so think about those things. I think that would be a minor mistake, because the car which was behind us, they reacted well, so I don't think an examiner will necessarily straight away fail you for that. But always think about, if you're deciding to give way to someone, just think about what's going on behind you. Okay, any questions with this one?
No.
Okay, I'll give that back to you.
Thank you.